So we were able to ping 2.1, that's up arrow. Let's ping 3.1, and we get a response. So that is what we call static routing. Now, it's fine for static routing is fine for small networks. Okay, yeah, you can do default routes. You don't have to create static routes, right, on those edge routers. And then on every router that has multiple ways out, you will create a static route. Static routes are also a good way to control your traffic, right? You have full control over it, and it doesn't burn your router or take up your bandwidth. But now you're getting complex. Now you're scaling, up on your network. So now we want a routing protocol. Now, obviously, RIP version 2, it's a maximum hop count of 15 routers that it goes through. So that's why it's considered for small networks, not too complex, but you're growing, right? Let's say you added 2, 3, 4 more routers. You don't want to put in static routes. It's too much of a burden on you. So in order to manage that yourself manually, you go ahead and create a dynamic routing protocol. In this case, we're going to do RIP. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go back to router 1 and make sure you can see. So now keep in mind that RIP is a distance vector routing protocol, which means that RIP summarizes by default. So in this case, since we have a 10 network, RIP version 1, version 2, whoever uses version 1 now, I don't know. They need to come out of the Fred Flintstone era. Let me save that so I don't forget. That's going to go away now that I finished doing its thing. Do show IP protocols. Now, automatic summarization is not in effect. So now it sees in the updates, it will send out the subnet mask along with it. All right. So it knows that, hey, this is a class A that's subnetted, or else it would not work. Well, I do want to show you something real quick. If I do, let's just do a show start, not to get too fancy, but to be fair, we didn't do any static routes here. The static routes were done in router 2. This is router 2. Let's maximize that. Control Z. Let's take a look at our routing table. Show IP route. And there you can see there's no more S's. There's no more S's. Now we're using dynamic routing to get across, right? And router 1 will show the same thing. We have a routing protocol, RIP, working.